Yo, this is Enoch 7th Prophet. You can find more about me in the Audio Infusion Green Room sessions. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Enoch 7th Prophet is a creator, a musician, a dope artist who just continues to evolve as an artist. That's who Enoch 7th Prophet is. Well, interesting story is this. A couple of years ago, I was on my way to Augusta, Georgia to do a show there. I was on a Greyhound bus on my way down to Augusta, Georgia. A good friend of mine picked me up from the Greyhound bus station, and that was from DC to Augusta. So he picked me up from the Greyhound bus station, and when I got off the bus, my appearance was a little different than what he'd seen me before. I had a big beard. I was growing my locks out at that time, and he said, "Hey man, you look just like a Dafa." And I said, "Who in hell is a Dafa?" So he was like, "Well, are you reading a certain book right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm reading this book right now. It's the Holy Tablets." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm reading this book right now." He said, "Well, when you get to that page, call me and let me know." So after I read that chapter, a Dafa is in tones called Enoch or Idris if you are a Muslim. And he was the one who walked with God. So I realized right then and there that he was looking at me as Enoch, the one who walked with God without dying. So I took on that name and I just personified it even more by staying true to what the name is and who the name came from. So I add on the 7th prophet because I am the 7th son. You know, I'm in the 7th generation of my mom and my dad. I'm like right in the middle of that. So if you take the T off of my last name, which is Stevenson, it says 7th son. So that's why I came up with Enoch 7th Prophet, to just separate myself from other artists, because I saw other artists whose name was Enoch. People were naming their dogs Enoch, and I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? So I will give that token to Freedom Black, who sparked that name of Adafa and made me go research it even more of who this person was. So Adafa is Idris, Adafa is Enoch, and Enoch is Metatron, who is the voice of God. So every time that I write, I try to keep that in mind and reference always back to who Enoch is and what he represents within the biblical sense and within the now sense. So, you know, we all are prophets. So that's why I call myself Enoch 7th Prophet. So my inspiration to be an MC started, I say 89, 90, around that time during high school. From a young brother, her name is Frank Smith. Frank Smith was a battle MC. He'll battle any and everybody. During lunch, after school, during class, in the bathroom, everyone piled in the bathroom to see battles going on with Frank Smith and whoever they put in front of him. And that right there sparked the idea of like, yo, I want to rhyme like Frank. And me and him, along with two other friends of mine, Quan and Winston, who is DJ Bamboo, who transitioned not too long ago, a couple of years back, we started a group. Within that group, Frank was the lead MC. And I wanted to be just like Frank. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be dope like Frank. And at that point in time, I wasn't writing. So I would always be inspired by Frank because he would battle anybody at any time. He'll rap over go-go beats, he'll rap over jazz beats, he'll rap over obscure beats that you're like, how do you rhyme over beats like this? And everything was off the top. And I think Frank inspired a lot of soon-to-be MCs from our time in high school, because he carried himself as an MC, and he always sparked that. And I always tell him that all the time I talk to him. It's like, yo, you kind of sparked me to be a MC. Nah, I don't remember my first rap. I know what it was about. I know what I was talking about. And I was using like profanity. I was talking about Bacardi, and I ain't even drank in the 80s and 90s. Like, I was just rhyming about frivolous, dumb stuff. I was rhyming about watches and girls, and this particular rhyme, I looked over it today actually, and I have a rhyme book that I've been having since 90. So I looked at it and saw the first rhyme that I wrote. I said, dang, I was using words that I don't even use right now in songs. So I don't remember it. I don't even know what the cadence was, but I was reading it earlier today. I was just reading it and I was like, yo, this is crazy. I can't even use none of this stuff. So with that being said, I do still have my first rhyme on paper. I do still have my first rhyme on paper, but I can't remember it right now. I remember hearing my first, not my first song, but a couple of songs that I've done. I heard them on the radio before, and it was WPFW that played one of my songs. Prior to that, I was in a group called not Total Chaos, That's It. I was in a group called That's It, and this was early 90s, and we got played on WPGC. So when we heard the song, it was on DC Home Jams or Home Jams or something of that nature. And when they played it, I didn't even recognize that was our joint on the radio until my man called me. He was like, yo, did you hear the song on the radio? And I was like, he's like, yeah, it came after so-and-so. And I was like, oh, it didn't even dawn on me until he told me and called me, but I did hear it. And it was exciting at that moment to hear your song on the radio, whether it's, at that time, whether it is independent radio or mainstream radio. When you heard it, you felt that feeling, like it gives you a nostalgia feeling, like, hey, I'm going somewhere with this. Look, mom, I made it. But I didn't recognize my song when I heard it on the radio, and that was kind of sad. But other than that, I do remember the feeling. I think I gotta lean a little closer to this because I remember this performance. It was me and my brother at the time, well, not my brother at the time, but me and my brother, his name is Versal. We were in a group called Culture Cypher, and we performed at this place on U Street called Capital City Records. And in Capital City Records, it was a thing that we did every Friday called True School, right? So within that whole bunch, we were the featured artists that performed that night. And mind you, when we were in Capital City Records, the floor was bent. It was bent like this. If there's too many people on it, it'll bend. Too many people on it, it'll bend. This particular night, it was about 50 people in Capital City Records. Mind you, 50 people is a lot of people in a small, like straight and narrow record shop, vinyl shop. And we did this song called Mr. Victor Blast, Verbally Joe. We did a song called, that was the phrase. That was the phrase of the song. And within that song, everybody was jumping. And I realized by looking at videotapes now that the whole floor was bending like this. And each time everybody was jumping, the floor was bending. And I thought to myself when I was rhyming, I was like, yo, this floor is going to cave in. And Stephanie, who's the owner, is going to be so pissed off at us. But that was the whole vibe. I think that was the best performance that I could ever remember, you know, alongside of opening up for KRS-One and things of that nature. But that time was very electrifying because during that time, hip hop was prevalent. It is still prevalent, but hip hop at that time, when we were doing it, me and Versal, Culture Cypher, I think that was the best performance because we thought that floor was going to just cave in and everybody who was on the top was going to drop down into the flower shop that was underneath Capital City Records. So definitely remember that. DJs are the most important part of an artist set or an artist tour or artist performance, especially an MC. You know, I always grew up on the DJ and the MC. And for the DJ to be the curator and me to follow the curation of what the DJ's playing and how we're doing the show is always a beautiful thing. My first DJ I ever had, we were in a group once again called Culture Cypher. Within that group had a DJ by the name of DJ Underdog. So that was my first appearance and feeling of having a DJ was DJ Underdog. Right after DJ Underdog, I went solo. Started doing some solo things after Culture Cypher did drop their music. I went off and did some solo things and I realized I needed a DJ. DJ Underdog was doing his thing. He was touring the country. He was doing a lot of other stuff too. So at that time, when I was married, I had my wife at that time. She was practicing and studying to be a DJ. I was carrying crates. It was a lot of things that goes on with a DJ. And sooner or later, she became my DJ. So I was the first artist in DC to have a female DJ. Everyone else had male DJs. People wanted to steal my DJ because they saw the uniqueness of it. And I was like, nah, get your own DJ. Like, this is my DJ, get your own DJ. So she was a very intricate part of the process of showing the polarities with men and women, the ones and the twos, the MC and the DJ. So we did a lot of shows. And then after that, when we toured New Mexico a couple of years back, DJ King C became my DJ. We call him Beggar. He's from the Beggar clan, and he was affiliated with the Wu affiliation. So he did the On the Strength. He produced On the Strength. If you check out the Swarm album, he produced that particular song called On the Strength. So from there on, he became my DJ, and we've been rocking out ever since. He's now my business partner with Chakra Music, and we just been rocking out, man. And having a DJ allows you to be free as an artist. You ain't gotta worry about somebody stopping your music or having a CD or MP3. You got a live DJ who's gonna curate the whole show and make people rock out. And that's my experience with having, you know, certain type of DJs, because everyone brought something different to the table. And now I'm doing more solo stuff, and now I create a pact with my DJ. So now, if we don't rehearsal, and I jump on stage, he can drop something, and it feels like we rehearsed this whole set. Sometimes we do sets without rehearsing, and it comes out dope. So that's the great reason of having a DJ, to create that chemistry between the both. Because you can't do nothing without the DJ, and the DJ can't do nothing without you, but the DJ is the one who starts the party, who rocks the party, and the MC just fills in where he or she needs to fill in.
Bienvenue. It's moi, Jada Givenchy, here with the Audio Infusion. And if you like what you just saw, please click the subscribe button down below, and you'll get notifications on our next coming videos. Hope to see you soon. Until next time, au revoir.